So this is a bonus video, and we're looking at assignment 6-1. We're working on problem number 29, and this is on that Blitzer homework that's on Canvas, Blitzer 8.1 and 8.2. So we're doing problem 29, and it says that we can use either Gaussian elimination and back substitution or Gauss-Jordan. And so my class today chose to do Gaussian elimination and back substitution. So that's how we're going to solve. So we can do another video tomorrow using Gauss-Jordan, but today we're going to do Gaussian elimination. So my first step is always to take my system of equations and make that into an augmented matrix. So we're going to do that really fast. And I liked this problem had kind of a weird thing on it that ended up being useful. So that's why we picked 29. So I know that I work from left to right. And if I'm trying to do Gaussian elimination, I want to have this triangle where I have a 1 and a 1 and a 1. And then these numbers all have to go. They all have to be zeros. So I have to start in column 1. So that means the first things I'm going to eliminate are the 1 and the 3 in that first column. And so in order to get rid of this 1, I'm going to go ahead and use row 1 and row 2. So I'm going to do negative row 1 plus row 2. To cancel that out. And since I am canceling out this 1, I'm going to be replacing that row. That's the row I'm trying to fix. So it's going to go where row 2 is. It's going to be my new row 2 after I do this. So now I have negative 1, negative 3, 0, 0, plus 1, 1, 1, 1. And this is going to be my new row 2. So my class likes it when I write this. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in. This is my new row 2. So now I need to do something about the 3 in that first column. Remember, we're always working from left to right, so we're fixing our first column right now. So in order to get rid of that 3, I'm going to have to multiply something by negative 3. I'm going to multiply row 2 because it's all ones. It'll be super easy to multiply row 2 by negative 3, and then we're going to add row 3. So negative 3, negative 3, negative 3, negative 3, and then I need to write down row 3. And we'll add them together. And then I'm going to take that extra step and multiply this by a negative 1/4 just to reduce all of this. If I can reduce, I always want to do that. So now this is going to be my new row 3. And so I am going to rewrite what I've got. So my row 1 did not change. My row 2 is the 0, negative 2, 1, 1. And my row 3 is 0, 1, 1, 2. So something that I talked about doing with students today is that we are allowed to swap rows. So I know at this step that I want to have that triangle of ones. So it seems like all I would have to do is cancel this 1 here and then divide this whole row by a negative 2. But I don't want to divide and get fractions. So what I'm going to do instead right now is I'm going to swap row 2 and row 3. I'm allowed to do that. It just means I'm writing the equations in a different order. And then my equation 1 and 2 are all set. So now my equation 1 has a 1, and then I don't care about the rest of it. My equation 2 has 0x, and I have a 1 here, and then I don't care about the rest of it. I can have something for z. All I have to do now is work on row 3. So remember, we're after that triangle of ones first, and we don't care after that, and these are all supposed to be zeros. So all I have to do now is get rid of that negative 2. So I'm going to do that by taking... I guess I don't need to do a negative 2. I just need to do 2 times row 2 plus row 3. So let's go ahead and do that. So that'll be 0, 2, 2, 4, 0, negative 2, 1, 1. And we'll go ahead and add them together. And I feel like this is wrong. Like this is not what I got earlier. So 0. Okay, so that's right. And I swapped it. And what did I do wrong? Oh, I know what happened. So let's go back over here. When I multiplied by negative 1/4, this becomes a negative 2. So then we need to make this a negative 2, and this needs to be a negative 2, and this needs to be a negative 4. So that screws up a lot of things, doesn't it? So teachers make mistakes too. One of the things that we talked about in my class is I wanted to know at what point do you need to redo things, and at what point can you just move on and do the next problem? So I really think we do need to be checking answers. If you can find your mistake, that's great. And then I think what you need to do is just, if you find a mistake, mark that problem that you had something wrong, and probably just move on because the homework is pretty long. But if you get to the end and you're finding that like every single problem is wrong and you're just not able to really follow them all the way through without making mistakes, then you need to go back and fix some stuff. So if you do like say 10 of these and you screw up 1 or 2 of them, I'm not really worried as long as you're finding your mistake. It's if you screw up every single problem that you really need to go back and rework some of them. Because just understanding it is not enough. We need to be able to carry a problem through to completion. So at this point, I have that row echelon form where I've got the triangle and the rest of it zeros, and these all start with ones. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my back substitution. So my last row would just be z equals -1. My row 2 would be y plus z equals -2, and I substitute back in the z. That's why it's called back substitution. So my y is going to equal a -1. And then I'm going to write down my first equation, x plus 3y equals 0. So x plus 3 times -1 equals 0. And so x equals 3. So now I have that order triple 3, -1, -1. So there is our solution for number 29.